What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Skatepark Showcase. Today I'm in Tamarac, Florida. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's in the Fort Lauderdale and Miami area. If you look behind me, there's a white wall, kind of hard to see, but that means this is a hockey rink. Well, it used to be. There's actually a skate park in there now. Let's check it out. All right, the Tamarac Sports Complex. I don't even know where to start with this episode. It's definitely gonna be a weird one. If you notice, behind me is not the skate park. That is because I got rained out in the middle of shooting and then the lights cut off and I had to leave. I did 2 skate parks in one day, so got here pretty late, around dark, and the park stays open until 9:30. But the rain came in, so you're gonna see a lot of wet footage. But hey, that's just the way it goes. When I'm traveling and shooting these episodes, sometimes I'm gonna run into rain and I'm not gonna be down this way for a long time, so what you see is what you get. So when you first pull up, you're definitely gonna realize that it is not your ordinary skate park. It is in a hockey rink, old street hockey rink. It's pretty cool. It's actually nice having like the little wall around there, so it'll easily block a board if a board hits it or whatever. It actually works out perfectly for a skate park. So the ramps are concrete, sitting on top of concrete. The floor is concrete, and it's actually nice and smooth, really good, no cracks, painted, everything. So it's really nice. The ramps are just like the ramps in St. Simon's. That's an old episode I did a long time ago, but they're concrete ramps that are built exactly the same as those. And the interesting thing is that there are arc benches at this park, and there are also arc benches at the St. Simon's Park, almost the exact same benches. Arc is American Ramp Company. They're a skateboard manufacturer, and they typically have all metal ramps. So I don't know if that park and this park, only they supplied the benches, or if they actually do concrete work. It wouldn't surprise me if they do. I just don't know enough about them to know that. So maybe they actually did pour all the concrete and build the ramps out there. I'm just gonna break it down into 2 sections. There is the outer circle and the inner circle. The outer circle just has a lot of smaller obstacles, street obstacles, and then the inner circle has basically everything else. There are fun boxes, mini ramp, half a bowl, all that kind of stuff, but they all flow into each other really well. So I'd say that's just one section by itself. Let's talk about the outer ring first, the street obstacles. There is a ton. There's so much to skate there. Honestly, I would have a blast just skating those. It's really nice how many obstacles they have. I didn't get to hit them all, but we'll run through them real quick. They have a whole bunch of rails. They got curved rails, they have kinked rails, and they have several really low flat rails that are great for beginners. There is a manual pad with a grind box on top of it. That is a nice height and a nice length. There's a little concrete kicker that's fun, kind of short, but not terribly difficult to skate. It's nice and wide, I do like that. A lot of times you'll see kickers that are only like 3 or 4 feet wide. This one was a nice width and a lot of fun to skate. I believe there was a curved ledge out there, looked pretty cool, nice and solid, and another like grind bench looking thing that looked really solid as well. And then that brings us back to the 2 arc benches. There's something really unique about these benches. In between them, there's like this metal plate that's about 1 inch thick at the beginning and end of it, which is really interesting. I've never seen that before. I'm not quite sure why that was there. It's kind of cool because it kind of forces you to skate the whole bench. You have to pop at the beginning of the bench, which really isn't the whole bench, but you're gonna skate at least half the bench by doing that. So I do kind of like that feature. One of the benches is nice and low and the other one is a little bit more challenging, and it's pretty high. All right, so the inner circle, let's break it down real quick. First, right when you walk in, there is a awesome mini ramp. It's 4 foot tall. I can't remember the exact width, but it's a very nice width, probably 16 to 20 feet wide. Perfect, smooth transition, really nice concrete. That type of concrete is kind of porous, so you will need pretty hard wheels in order to slide on it, but man, is it smooth. It feels so good. And on the opposite side of the mini ramp is probably the most unique thing out here. It's a half bowl, and you don't really see those very often. They're perfect for just carving in and out, continuing a line. and flowing through the park. I didn't really get to skate it. The only time I did touch it was during the rain. It felt really smooth and the transition is just perfect. Before we get to the middle section with the fun boxes, let's talk about what's on the edges. On one side, you have a 4-foot quarter pipe and a 5-foot extension. That extension is like super nice and mellow. I loved it. On the other side, there is a nice steep bank, not too jarring going up into it. I love steep banks. They're just challenging and a whole lot of fun. Plus you can get crazy good speed off of those. On the opposite side, there are 4-foot quarter pipes on each end. Now that brings us to the fun boxes. The one on the left side has a handrail going up, across, and down. It's square, it's pretty wide, so I imagine it's really easy to do 50-50s and stuff like that on. I don't like that there's a drop-off on the other side. I've spoken about this before. Not a big fan of handrails with like drop-offs on the other side, but it is what it is. It kind of has a hip. It's not really a hip, it's like rounded out, which is very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I was able to barely skate it after the rain hit. It did take a little bit of adjusting to, but I'm sure if I had a little bit more time on it, I could skate it just like any other hip. The fun box on the right side has a lot more stuff. It's got a 4-stair. Once again, run into the issue of a 4-foot flat leading up to it. So you better be set up and ready. As soon as you hit that flat, like you're gonna have to pop. Boom. I just wish that most stair sets had more run up to them when it comes to fun boxes. But it is only a 4-stair, so it's definitely manageable. It's got a nice little handrail on there, up, across, and down. I did one board slide on it when it was covered in rainwater. There's a bank to flat to bank. Not too big, probably pretty easy to air over. And right next to that is a Hubble Edge that goes up, across, and down. All in all, man, it's a pretty cool spot. I like that the city took the opportunity to repurpose a hockey rink, and they didn't even have to tear down anything. There's a nice little dugout area where you can chill, and I definitely chilled a lot during the rain. I do like the wall. It kind of gives you a feeling of security, and if your board hits it, you know, you don't have to worry about it going outside of the park. There's a lot of people up there skating, a lot of really talented skaters. It was really cool just to hang out with everybody. Seemed like a really solid community. And a lot of people just stayed out there until the lights shut off. So they were definitely just as committed as me. It's at this huge recreational facility, baseball fields, basketball fields, all that stuff. A nice, clean environment. And you can definitely tell that the city and the people who go there take care of it. And that's it. Thanks for sticking with me for this really weird episode of Skatepark Showcase. I just want to give one quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. You guys are helping me stay on the road. I hope to one day be able to raise enough money to stay on the road constantly and do this full time. My dream is to travel the country full time and showcase every single skate park that I possibly can. If you do want to donate, as little as $1 a month will help me tremendously. You can go to patreon.com/parksharks. But if you can't donate or just don't want to donate, there are other ways that you can help. Just by subscribing, sharing with your friends, liking the video, commenting, stuff like that, any type of engagement and just sharing it with people will do a ton of help. Well, that wraps it up. Time to get back on the road. Hopefully the next one, I don't get rained out. Here's what's coming up next.